Hi, I'm Bob Ostrom, and this is another free art lesson. Today we're going to talk about hair. Okay, so let's start with our character here. I'm going to start with a little guy, okay? We're going to do a younger character. I'm just kind of roughing this guy in here. Now the trick with the younger guys is, we're going to make him a young kid here, okay? There he is right there. The trick with the younger kids is that you want to make sure that the hair comes down low on the forehead and is very full, okay? So a kid with his hair too high on his forehead will stop looking like a kid, okay? So we bring that nice and low like this, and he's happy, okay? And another thing, kids sometimes, especially boys, hair is a little messy, so don't be afraid to kind of just show a little bit of texture to it. The one thing you really do not want to do is try to draw each and every strand. Not for cartooning. Basically, what you're doing is you're just drawing a shape, okay, and you fit it over his head here. And you can see, let me just make this a little darker so you can see where his head would actually be. Okay, so this is the shape of his head. And you'll notice that the hair actually comes away from the skull, okay? Let's take a look at drawing a girl, about the same age maybe, okay? Here's her face like this. There's the top of her head. Give her an ear, a couple of ears there. Okay, here's her nose. Now basically, it's the same idea as drawing the boy character. We're going to just give her a little bit more hair. Again, it still comes away from the top of her head. You see, this is her head, and here's her hair. Notice that we've got quite a bit of space here. Same here on the side, okay? We'll come down here by her ears. Let's give her a little ponytail. And the trick with this, again, is not to draw every single strand of hair. Looks like she's a little bit older. Not to draw every single strand of hair, but to just draw it as a basic shape. Okay. Let's do one for, we'll do one for Mom here. Okay, so here's the mom character here. Her head's going to be a little bit taller than our kids' heads have been. And put her nose here. Here's her mouth. Here's her eyes right here while we're looking up. Put her ears right here. Now the trick with the mom's hair is that we want to make sure it's a little neater than the kids' hair. And generally it tends to be a little bit shorter than the kid's hair is going to be. Again, we come away from the top of the head a little bit to give it some volume. Okay, and then let's do a little foot curl in the back here. Same thing over on this side. And as we go ahead and draw this, you can draw a few lines just to kind of describe the shape. Make it a little taller on top there. Make it a little fuller. And we come down around here. Let's give her some earrings. Here's her neck. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Again, you'll note that we didn't go too high on the forehead. We wanted to make sure that she has a very full head of hair and that her hair is a little bit neater. I don't think you're going to want to do this kind of thing with Mom. This is more for our kids, okay? So, no to moms. All right. Now, let's take a look at, we'll do Dad here, or a little bit older of a guy here, or as I like to call them, really, really cool guys. okay? So let's go ahead and we'll do the cool guy here now. All right, so here's this guy here. The trick with cool guys is their hairline is going to be a little higher, okay? If you put the cool guy's hairline down too low, he's going to look a little funny. He'll look like either a teenager or maybe like he'll look like a politician with the big, you know how they have the big kind of comb over toupee thing going on there. So let's go ahead and we'll get Dad drawn in here. All right, and we're going to put, there's the top of his head right there. Here's Dad's nose right there. Let's make him a happy dad, or a happy cool guy, I mean. Okay. And we're going to have his hair kind of up a little higher on his head. And we're going to show a little bit more forehead with him. See how we got this going on here? Okay. And we'll make him looking extra cool. Like this. And there's his neck. Okay. And you can put a little bit of form in here just to kind of show how the hair looks. But make sure, again, we're not going to put in each individual hair stroke because that's just going to look a little strange. It's basically just drawing a shape like that. Okay? You get the idea there. There we go. And again, dads are, cool guys are, they can, you know, if you want to show a little personality, maybe he's a little sloppy, you could put that in there if you want. I like to keep that for the kids though, and I think that the cool guys or the dads are they're gonna have a little bit neater hairstyle than the kids. Okay, so let's go ahead and review what we talked about. We'll start with the young guy. Okay, so what we did was we gave him a nice full head of hair, not too high on the forehead line. And see what happens is if we go too high on the forehead, it actually ends up looking like a little man there, okay? Here's our girl. Nice full head of hair. Notice how we drew the shapes rather than each individual hair, okay? And here's Mom. Notice how we don't go too high on the forehead. Give her a nice full head of hair. Make that kind of neat. And then here's our cool guy or our dad. Remember how I was talking about giving him too much hair? It actually ends up looking like a hairpiece, or maybe if you wanted to, you could just make him look like he was from the 70s. And you can do that by giving him some big sideburns there. No. Yes. Ding. Okay, so there you go. That is drawing hair. I hope you enjoyed this free art lesson. Please check out my DVDs or other free art lessons. You can find me at bobostromstudio.com.